welcome back to my channel, Craft Time by Casey. I am Casey, and today these are the style of bracelet that I will be making. Most of the beads that you see here came from Sam's bead box for the month of August 2022. And the bracelet that I will be making in this video is this one right here with this focal Xi bead right here in the center. And of course I used the toggle clasp that came in the bead box. The other bracelets that you see, I used a lot of findings from my own stash in that silver finish, and they also have toggle clasps. I really like it when clasps become part of the design instead of just being purely functional. It's one of my favorite ways to finish off jewelry. So if you are curious to see how these bracelets came about, then stay tuned. All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna start with the tools that I will be using. I'm gonna use 2 sets of chain nose pliers, 1 set of cutters, and 1 set of crimping pliers. I want to briefly mention my tool set. I have my round nose pliers in here for now, but I will not be using them in today's project. This tool set is called the Casual Comfort Tool Set, and I absolutely love this tool set. It is very high quality, very well made, and once I found it, I genuinely haven't used anything else. The biggest thing for me is the adult size grips. A lot of times in the stores, the tools, for whatever reason, are a little bit smaller, and they definitely function, but they're not as comfortable to use. So like I said, when I found these, it was just a game changer for me. So I will have these linked down below along with everything else that I use that did not come from the bead box. And I strongly recommend these tools, but even if you don't get these tools, I just recommend investing in your tools because it is worth it in my opinion. So the beads that I will be using today, I will be using the Xi Agate Barrel Focal. I will also be using these check glass textured rounds in matte copper, 8mm. And I will be using these faceted rondelles. These are from my own stash. And I will be using this hammered textured toggle clasp. And then all of the findings are from my own stash. So I have the crimp tubes, crimp covers, wire guardians, and then I have these 5mm spacer beads in antique copper. I will also be using these 5-point bead caps. The stringing wire that I will be using is this 49 strand bead along wire in the color Bright, which is this silver color. And I know you might be saying, you know, all of my findings are antique copper. You will see once it's all done, you won't be able to tell that the wire is silver. And I always get the 100 feet because I go through it so quickly. So I have already cut a length of wire, and it's going to be just about 12 inches because I like to have space on either end to start it and close it off. So here is how I started off. I put on a crimp tube, a jump ring, and a wire guardian. I put it through one side, wrap it around, and put it through the other side. You want to make sure your jump ring goes inside the wire guardian and that both sides of the wire, both ends, go through that crimp tube. Then I'm going to pinch that wire guardian closed with my fingers. Pull on the long end so that the tail isn't quite as long. And I'm going to hold this wire separated so that it doesn't overlap under the crimp tube. I know it's a little difficult to see, but you can see it's sticking out on this side and on this side so that it's not overlapped. I'm gonna go in with my crimping pliers to that second divot. Give it a good smash, get that taco shape, then turn it on its side. Go in with that first divot. Give it a good smash. And that does get it pretty good, but I like to go in with that flat part at the end and give it a final smash. And that makes it nice and snug. So now I'm gonna hold that jump ring on the end and go in with the crimp cover, put it right over that smashed crimp tube, and then flip it up. Then I'm gonna go in with my chain nose pliers, give it a good smash. Then I'm gonna go back to front to give it that round shape. And there, that's how we start each strand. So now it is just the order of the beads. So we're gonna go bead cap facing up, textured round, bead cap facing down, spacer. And go to the other side, make sure that tail is tucked in, just like that. And so now we're going to repeat this 3 more times. All right, so here is this side. And as you can see, I did not put the 5mm spacer on this end. So there's 3 in between, just like that. So now let's work on the center component. It's going to be the rondelle, the Xi bead, and the rondelle. So simple as that. And now we're going to do this exact same thing on this side. All right, so here it is. I've got the other side on here, just like the first side. So now we're going to close it off. I'm going to put on a jump ring, a crimp tube, and a wire guardian. So I'm going to put it through one side, wrap it around, put it through the other. And then I'm going to make sure that jump ring goes up inside the wire guardian. Pinch that wire guardian closed with my fingers. Now I want to make sure both ends of the wire go through that crimp tube. So I'm going to hold on to that jump ring and pull the wire. So now I want to make sure, I want to put that tail through the first couple of beads. So then I want to grab that tail and pull it through while I'm hanging onto that jump ring. And pull it down, make it nice and snug. So here is where you definitely want to be careful about not making it too snug. You want to make sure there's flexibility in the bracelet, so you want to move it around. You don't want to just pull this wire and make it as tight as you can. So you definitely want the bracelet to be able to move. So now I'm going to take my crimping pliers and go into that second divot. Give it a good smash, get that taco shape, turn it on its side, go into that first divot, give it another good smash. Now I want to go in with that flat part on the end, give it the final smash. That way it looks nice and snug, just like this. So now I'm going to hold it by that jump ring, take the crimp cover, place it right on top of that smashed crimp tube, and flip it up. I'm gonna go in with my chain nose pliers, give it a good smash. Then I'm gonna go front to back, give it that round shape. Now I wanna take this tail, go in as close as I can, snip it. Then I'm gonna tuck that tail into the next bead. And there you have it. So it is now closed off, just like the beginning is started. So now we're going to very quickly add that toggle clasp. So we're gonna go into this jump ring that's already there. We're gonna open that jump ring, put on the toggle, close it back, and then go to the other side, open the jump ring, put on the bar side, close it back. So there is the completed bracelet. So here we go. As you can see there, I love it when clasps become part of the design. Instead of just being purely functional, very nice. So now I want to show you a few other bracelets that I've made with Sam's Bead Box. And I use the exact same method to make every bracelet that I'm going to show you just right now that I used to make this one. So any of these can be done the exact same way. It's just a matter of the order of the beads and bead caps on here. So here is one that I made using the Saturn beads. I really enjoy these Saturn beads. They're really nice. I like that color pattern, how they're all different. I also use these flat square beads. I really like these as well. And these spacers are from my own stash. I felt like these would go really good together, being these flat beads. Again, toggle clasp added the same way. And then to the other side. So just that kind of pop of color in the center component. All right, so here's the next one. As you can see, just like with the one with the Saturn beads, I used a lot of silver findings, and I feel like the beads in Sam's Bead Box this month definitely go good with either finish. Here is this one, have the orange kind of rust color beads. Again, toggle clasp. Had the 3mm round spacers in between. Floral style bead cap. And then of course I have these green marble Picasso beads, these 10mm beads here in the center. Really, really like these. Same on the other side. And again, with a toggle clasp, of course from my own stash, but a clasp that adds to the design. And then here's the last one that I made. And this doesn't have a center component. It's the same all the way across. And this is the Arcadia Mix beads. And these are, to me, they just have that marble look to them. I absolutely love the variety of color in these beads. So again, toggle clasp, same method to start it off. And then this was just a simple back and forth. For this bracelet, the variety of color in the beads is just the design by itself. To me, these look awesome. I have the 3mm spacer in between, and same method all the way down. Closed off the same way. This has a butterfly toggle on it. So very nice. So here are the 4 bracelets that I've made. I'll set them up on my display so we can see them a little bit better. All right, so here they are, and I have to say I am super happy with how these came out. I really enjoyed these beads from this month with that theme, Ancient Ruins. These right here are probably my favorite. I just love that variety of color in this Arcadia mix. But like this focal Xi bead, I really like this one as well. I just enjoy how they came out. And I also like the toggle clasps and how these beads can be used with different finishes, like this antique copper, and of course we have the silver. And I love it when clasps, they just are part of the design. They add to the jewelry piece. I love this hammered, textured square toggle that came in the box. It just looks so nice. And again, I'm super, super happy with how these bracelets came out. So if you like this video and you want to see other videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and give me a like. Leave a comment. I absolutely love reading my comments. You guys are so, so kind. And I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.